Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 6 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter add and subtract decimals. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Okay, so here I'm on grade 6 math. The chapter we are on right now is add and subtract decimals. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is add and subtract decimal. Let's just start with the lesson. Okay, so the first one is you have to subtract 8.2, take away 4.8. So you can simply subtract the decimals like we do the other numbers, but here you just have to keep the decimal point, right? So the first example is 8.2, take away 4.8. Basically, you have to line up the numbers according to the decimal point, right? That you need to line up the decimal points, right? Decimal points must be on the same line, one above the other. So you have to do 8.2, take away 4.8, right? You cannot subtract 2 out of 8, so you need to borrow 1. That is 12 here. 12 take away 8 is 4. Then 7 take away 4 is 3. So that is 3.4. Okay, so let's just start with the test questions. 9.4 plus 3.2, which is the correct option? The correct option is you just have to add, right? So the correct option is 12.6 it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 2.53 take away 1.67. So which is the correct option? You have to subtract, right? So the correct option is No one is answering the questions I'm asking, right? So you're not allowed to chat here. No chatting, please. Just answer the questions I am asking. 13 take away 7 is 6. 14 take away 6 is 8. So the correct option is 0.86. Option number 3 is the correct option. 5.69 take away 1.36. So which is the correct option? You have to subtract. So the correct option is 4.33. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 5.5 plus 9.7. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 15.2. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 3.31 take away 1.38. So which is the correct option? That is 1.93. Option number 2 is the correct option. The next one is subtract 0.3 take away 0.2, which is the correct option. The correct option is 0.3 take away 0.2. That is 0.1. Option number 2 is the correct option. You guys are here to learn, right? So please focus on the learning. No chatting here. You guys are, no one is answering the question, so you're not allowed to chat. Otherwise, now I'm going to block you all one by one. That is option number 1 is the correct option. 1.09 it is, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is add and subtract decimal word problems. You can do the word problems on your own, right? The next one is estimate sums and differences of decimals. Let's just start with the lesson. Okay, so the first one is estimate the difference by rounding each number to the nearest whole number and then subtract. So first thing is you have to round off the number to the whole number. Then you have to subtract, right? So let's just see how do we subtract, how do we estimate, like how do we round off the numbers. The first number is 4.03. You have to look at the number that is right after the decimal. Here you have 4, like 0. After the decimal point you have 0. So that means 0 is less than 5, right? So if the decimal is the number after the decimal is number is 2.6, so after the decimal you have 6, and 6 is greater than 5, right? That means you need to round up. You need to add 1 to the whole number. That would be 3. So you have to do 4 take away 3. 4 take away 3 is 1. The correct option is, hold on. Hello, can you hear me now? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Can you hear me now? Okay, the first lesson is estimate the sum by rounding each number to the nearest whole number and then adding. right? That is 7.83 plus 3.9. So you have to round both the numbers to the whole number. You have 7.8. Look at the decimal. After the decimal point, you have 8, right? So you need to, that means that 8 is greater than 5. So you need to round up. It would be rounded off to 8. Now for the second one, look at the number that is right after the decimal, that is 9. 9 is greater than 5, right? You need to round up. So that would be 8 plus 4. The correct option is 12. So the correct option is 12. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? The correct option is 12. Okay, the next one is estimate the sum by rounding each number to the nearest whole number and then adding 10.1 plus 10.18. So which is the correct option? When you estimate these numbers and add, which is the correct option? Yes, they both are rounded off to 10, and when you add together they makes 20. The correct option is 20. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is estimate the difference by rounding each number to the nearest whole number and then subtract. So which is the correct option? 7.7 take away 2.1. The correct option is, that is 8 minus 2. The correct option is 6. Option number 3 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is estimate the difference by rounding each number to the nearest whole number and then subtracting 10.9 take away 5.1. So which is the correct option? Which option is the correct one? That is, yes, 6 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 2.28 plus 6.57. So which is the correct option? 9 it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. You simply have to, first you have to estimate them and then you have to add. Let me explain. Just listen to me carefully, right? Okay, so the first you have to estimate the sum by rounding each number to the nearest whole numbers. You have to round off these numbers, right? And you have to round off to the whole numbers. So just look at the decimal because you need to round to the decimal. So just look at the very first digit after the decimal, that is 2. Like 2.28 after the decimal point, that is 2. So 2 is less than 5, right? If the number is less than 5, you have to round on the same decimal. So that means you end on the same decimal, that is 2, right? Now look at the second one, 6.57. So just look at the first digit after the decimal point, that is 5. 5 is equal to 5, right? That means you can round up, so it would be 7. So you need to add 7 plus 2 makes 9. Got it? That's how you estimate the numbers. So the correct option is 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. The next one is estimate the difference by rounding each number to the nearest whole number and then subtracting. So you have to round to these numbers and then you have to subtract. So which is the correct option? That is 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. The correct option is 4. Okay, the next one is estimate the sum by rounding each number to the nearest whole number and then adding, which is the correct option. That is, you need to add, right? 16, it is option number 3 is the correct option, right? The correct option is 16. Option number 3 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is estimate the sum by rounding each number to the nearest whole number. So that is 10.9 minus 7.3. So which is the correct option? 10.9 take away 7.3. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson, and the next lesson is maps with decimal distances. Let's just start with the lesson. Okay, so let's just start with the test question. Let's see how do we find the distance using the maps. Okay, using the path shown. How long is the shortest route from Washington to Westminster? So you need to find shortest route from Washington to Westminster, right? You have two ways. You need to go from here to here. You can go two ways, like like this. You start from Washington, you went to Lowell, and then you went to Westminster, right? Just add the distances, right? 9 and 1 10, 9 and 1 10, and 7 17, and 2 27. And the other way is you can start from Washington, go Lowell, then Somerville, and then Westminster, right? So obviously the other one is the larger one. You have to find the shortest distance. So that is 27. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? The correct option is option number 1. Okay, the next one is using the path shown, the distance from Fairview to Bonneville is 17.7 kilometer. How far is it from the Fairview to Hampton? So you are given the distance between mm, Fairview and Bonneville is 17.7. Like you are given the total distance, right? So you need to find a distance from Fairview to Hampton. So you have to subtract 17.7, take away 6.9, and you will get this distance. Just subtract 17, take away 9 is 8. 6 take away 6 is 0 and 1. That is 10.8. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 10.8. Which is the correct option? Oh, oh, I'm on the same question. I forgot to click on the OK button. Yes, use the path shown. The distance from Caterburg to Belleville is 22.6. How far is it from the Caterburg to Burlington? So you have to find a distance from Caterburg to Burlington, right? You are given the distance from Caterburg to Belleville, you are given the distance from here to here, that is 22.6. You need to find this distance. So you need to subtract 11.9 out of 22.6. So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? Option number 1 or 2? That is 10.7. Option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is 10.7. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is using the path shown. How long is the shortest distance route from Silver Grove to Landberry? So, which is the correct option? You need to find the shortest route, right? You have to find from Silver Grove to here is Silver Grove to Landberry, right? You can go two ways, like one way like this, then like this, right? And the other ways you can go from Silver Grove to Centerville and then this one, right? So you have to find the shortest route. I think if you add this one, this is the shortest, 15.1 and 13.4. That is 25.4 is the shortest distance. The correct option is 25.4. Using the path shown, the distance from Blue Point to Newburgh is 35.8. How far is it from Springdale to Newburgh? So, which is the correct option? The correct option is you have to find the distance from Springdale to Newburgh, right? So, that distance you are given is from Blue Point to Newburgh. So, let's just calculate. From Blue Point to Newburgh is 35.8, right? So subtract these two distances from 35.8. 35.8, take away 9.6. Hold on, let me just add. So let me just add 13.2 and 9.6 is 8, 22.8. So just subtract 22.8 out of 35.8. So that is 13. Option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is 13. You simply have to add or subtract like from here. Let me just explain. Just listen to me carefully. You are given the question using the path shown. The distance from Blue Point to Newburgh. Here is Blue Point and here is Newburgh, right? So the distance from here to here is 35.8, right? And then subtract 22.8 out of the given distance, that is 35.8. So the correct option is 13. The correct option is 13. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 13. Got it? Okay, using the path shown, how long is the shortest route from Brookfield to Oak Grove? So you have to go from Brookfield to Oak Grove. You have to find the shortest distance from. Here is Brookfield and here is Oak Grove. You can go two ways. You can go from Brookfield to Lanbury and then Oak Grove, and the other way is Brookfield, Lanbury, Sparrowtown, and then you have Oak Grove, right? So I think this one is the shortest, right? So 20.5 and 7.4. So when you add, they make 27.9. The correct option is 27.9. The correct option is 27.9. Option number one is the correct option. Lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you during the shift timing, that is from Monday to Friday and from 9 to 5, right? So, or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5. So, if you have any questions related to the lessons we have just covered, you can ask questions. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So, you can please ask if you have any question. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.